All right, welcome third graders to the fourth grade 1.1 test quiz instructional review video. Once again, this is for third grade, but we are on the 1.1 packet now, the fourth grade packet. So, okay, let's jump right into this here. Change each noun from singular to plural. Anytime a word ends in CH, you don't drop anything, you just add ES to make it plural. Sandwich. So anytime a word ends in CH, to make it plural, add ES. Dress. Dresses. Persons. This is just a regular noun because you just add an S at the end. Daisy is an interesting one. Anytime a word ends in Y, drop the Y and add IES to make it plural. Underline the verb in the sentence. Rewrite the sentence in the past. Okay, Beverly washes. That is the action or the verb in the sentence. Tense has to do with the time that the action is happening. Rewrite the sentence in the past. Okay, so Beverly. How do you make washes in the past? You add an ED onto it. So washed her car on Sunday. Which adjective best completes the sentence? The rose is, all right, we're comparing two things here. So we're not doing most, because if it was most, then you'd be comparing roses with every other flower, not just one other flower. Beautifuler is not a word, so more beautiful. Underline the adverbs and circle the adjectives in the sentence. I quietly laid in bed and looked at the bright moon through the window. Okay, adverbs describe verbs. So laid is a verb. How did the person lay? They quietly laid. So if you notice a lot, words that end in ly are adverbs. Circle the adjectives. Moon is a noun. Adjectives describe nouns. So what kind of moon? It's a bright moon. So bright is the adjective. Add the correct punctuation marks to the dialogue below. Susan stated, "I am not going to the movies today." Okay, so the quotation marks go around what is actually being said. What is being said here? I am not going to the movies today is what is actually being said. So Susan stated, comma, beginning quotation marks, I am not going to the movies today, period, and then the quotation marks go at the end. Is the sentence below simple, compound, or complex? All right, looking at it here. Although I love reading books about the stars, I am too tired to read one tonight. Okay, I am too tired to read tonight is an independent clause. I love reading books about the stars is an independent clause. So I love reading books about the stars is an independent clause. I am too tired to read one tonight is an independent clause. Now, what changes things is this conjunction here, although. When you attach this conjunction, to this independent clause, now you have although I love reading books about the stars. Once you've added although to this independent clause, it no longer is independent but dependent. Why? Because it does not make sense on its own. Let me cover this up. Although I love reading books about the stars. Although I love reading books about the stars. That does not make sense on its own because of the conjunction although. If it cannot make sense on its own, it's dependent. So when you have a dependent clause connected to an independent clause using a conjunction, it is a complex sentence. Which word best completes the sentence? Missy. Okay, that's not even how you spell it. That's not how you spell it. Catched the flu? No, the past tense of catch is actually caught. All right, look at number 8. Underline the words that should be capitalized. This summer, we visited the Great Wall of China with Gina and her mother. Okay, Great Wall is actually a place. Great Wall, or not a place, but yeah, it's like a site. China should be capitalized, and Gina should be capitalized. All right, that is the grammar 1.1 quiz for 4th grade. Let's go ahead and take a look at the math here. What is the place value of the underlying digits? The place value here is hundreds. The place value here is the 10,000s place. Compare the numbers. Let's see. We have a 6 and a 6, so that's a tie. 6 and a 9. Oh, that's a 3. So that one's bigger. 7, tie. A 2 and a 4. That means this one is bigger. A 3 and a 3. A 4 and a 4. You also need to make sure they're the exact same place value. So the 3 in the 10,000s place, and we have a 3 in the 10,000. 4 in the thousands. 5 in the hundreds. 1 in the tens. And 2 in the ones. These are equal. Write the number in expanded form and word form. Okay, expanded form is just like place value. So it would be 5,000 plus 300 plus, there's nothing in the tens place, so 9. And in word form. So you're going to write it down just as you would say it. So 5,000, comma, 309. All right, find the sum. I'll do one of these using the number line, and then I'll do one of them using standard algorithm, mainly just for the space here. Okay, we're starting at 789. We're adding 376. I am going to add 300. And now you got 1089. Because 700 plus 300 is 1,000. And then you just add the 89. Okay, so I need to add 76 more. I'm going to take this to the 1100 mark. So I'm just going to add 11. That takes me to 1,100 now. Oops. Let's see, I've added 311. I need to add 37. I can add 70. That'll take me to, let me add 60. 1,160. So I've added 371. I need to add 76, so I just need to add 5 more. All right, so I just slowly chipped away at it using compatible friendly numbers. You can use the standard algorithm here. 8 plus 7, carry the 1. 9 plus 5 is 14, plus 1 is 15, carry the 1. 3 plus 2 is 5, plus 1 is 6. 4 plus 2 is 6. Find the difference. Okay, I'm going to use the number line method for this one. For this one, I'll do standard algorithm. Okay, 8 minus 3 cannot do it, so I need to look to the tens place. Can't take away 5 from 0, so I can't borrow or regroup from the tens place either. So I'm going to borrow from here. I'm going to borrow, make that a 6, and you're going to bring borrow 1 from the 6. Now I still have an issue with the ones place, so I'm going to borrow 1 from the tens place. Okay, 13 minus 8 is 5. 9 minus 5 is 4. 6 minus 4 is 2. Okay, now the number line method. What do we have? We have 9,264. Oops. 9,264. And I need to subtract 3,537. Okay, I'm going to subtract 3,000 right off the bat. And that takes me to 6,264. I still need to subtract 537 more because I've only subtracted 3,000. Why don't I subtract 264? Why 264? Because that takes me to a nice friendly number like 6,000. All right, let's see. I've subtracted 3,264. I don't know. Why don't I just do 100 at a time for right now? So that takes me to 5,900. 3,364. Let me do another 100. All right, now I've subtracted 3,464. I'm still not quite there. Let me do, see, 464. I could just do a 20 here. 5,780. Now I've done 3,464. 468. Do another 20. Okay, so now I've done 240 plus 264 is 304. This is getting kind of confusing, I'll be honest. 3,000, 3,364, 3,364, 3,364. 3,000, 3,464, 3,484, 3,504. Oh, I guess I should do another 20. That's going to take me to 5,024. 557.40. Now I've done 3,524. I need to do 13 now. So I could subtract 13. I get 5,000. What's 13 minus 40? I think that's 27. 57.27. Yikes! Yeah, the number line method might not have been the best strategy for that problem. Once again, if there was more room to work these problems, that probably would have been a little bit easier too. Or I could have subtracted some different numbers there and made it easier on myself. Okay, find the product. Let's see, 36, 24, 84, 48, 40, 30, 63, 32, 48, 54, 28, and 64. Find the quotient. 11 times 4 is 44. 7 times 7 is 49. 3 times 8 is 24. 9 times 9 is 81. 8 times 4 is 32. 5 times 7 is 35. 7 times 8 is 56. 4 times 9 is 36. 6 times 4 is 24. 6 times 7 is 42. 12 times 8 is 96. And 7 times 9 is 63. All right, complete the pattern. Let's see, 700,000 divided by 70,000. How many zeros do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 zeros, 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. So maybe you can kind of see a pattern here. 5, 4, 4, 3. Now we have 3. So this one should then be 2. As you can see the pattern. 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2. And now you have 2. And then you have 1. And you're going to have 1. And then 0. And the answer is still going to be 10 all the way down. So there's the pattern for number 8. Okay, that is the math quiz. Let's go ahead and look at the comprehension now. All right, reading quiz 1.1. Let's go ahead and see what we have here. How is Gina feeling at the beginning of the story? She is concerned, right? Because she's not sure if she can memorize the information in time for her test. Which option below best summarizes the story? Using a mnemonic device will guarantee? I don't know if they guaranteed it, it'll help. But there's no guarantee that if you use a device, you're going to get a good score. So, nope, cancel that one out. All information can be learned by using all information? No, I don't think the article or the story made that big of a claim either. Mnemonic devices are songs, rhymes, or catchy phrases. This is true. C is true. It's a true comment about the story, but I don't know if it summarizes the story. See, they're trying to trick you here. C is a true fact about the story, but it doesn't summarize the story. Mnemonic devices can be a helpful tool to help remember information. Yes, that is correct. Using evidence from the text, what does the word pneumonia mean? In the text, I believe it does. Oh yeah, the someone corrects. Somebody corrects. Yeah, let me grab the story real quick here. I was trying to do it from memory, but somebody calls it pneumonia. I think Raoul means mnemonic, not pneumonia, offered Miss Jackson. So you can see right here, Mrs. Jackson corrects. So it is a disease. By the end of the story, Gina would agree with which of the following statements? Mnemonic devices are only for high schoolers? No. Because I don't think the girls are in high school. Are they? oh, I can't remember. The girls in high school. Yeah, but they're only in 4th grade. So that Gina is not going to agree with that. Using a mnemonic device will help her prepare. Yeah, I mean, that sounds true. I'm just going to put like a smiley face here because I'm not sure yet. Mnemonic devices are silly now. She kind of likes the mnemonic devices idea. She is now less confident in her ability to do well on her planets quiz. No. At the end of the story, she is pretty confident. It says, no problem, said Gina confidently. We can come up with a mnemonic device of our own. She sounds excited. She sounds ready to go. So I am going to go with B. Okay, and the writing. Read the story, tricking your memory. What character trait would you use to describe Mrs. Jackson? Cite at least 2 pieces of evidence from the story to support your answer. All right, what I'm going to do here is just kind of give you some strategies that you should have used to answer this question. First of all, you're going to need a topic sentence. You're going to need to state what your main idea is. You should have about 5 sentences here. So you want to state what you're going to write about, your topic sentence. The character trait that I would use to describe Mrs. Oh, I should have indented here. I should have come in a little bit. The character trait that I would use to describe Mrs. Jackson is, and then you'd want to write down your character trait there, 1 word. You want to have character traits like nice, friendly, confident, helpful, something like that. Some type of way that you could describe Mrs. Jackson's personality or who she is. Cite at least 2 pieces of evidence from the story to support your opinion. So this is where we need to use quotation marks here. So you could say, to support my opinion, I have 2 pieces of evidence from the story. You could start it like that. You could say you could say 1 evidence from the story to support my opinion is. There's lots of different ways you could put that, but the first evidence is when. Now you need to find an example. You need to find something from the story. So let's say I say that Mrs. Jackson is helpful. Now, whatever character trait you choose here, you have to make sure that you can find evidence from the story. I think role means mnemonic, not pneumonia, offered Miss Jackson. You could say that she's smart, right? The fact that she knows what the word that Raoul was trying to say. Mnemonic devices are memory tricks that help you remember information. Mnemonic devices don't have to be complicated. They can be anything that helps you remember something. So, the first evidence is when Mrs. Jackson explains what a mnemonic device is. So I didn't use any quotation marks there, but I got evidence directly from the story. The second piece of evidence is when she encourages the students by saying, okay, so is encouraging somebody being helpful? Yes. So once again, make sure that whatever evidence that you give down here, that it supports. So encouraging somebody is helpful. Explaining something is also helpful. So explaining something to someone is helpful. Encouraging someone is helpful. So make sure you choose a character trait that you can easily defend from the story. The second piece of evidence is when she encourages the students by saying, comma, here's where I'm going to use a direct quote right from the story. Capitalize the beginning of your quotes. When I was in school, I memorized the order of the planets using, and you could, this is kind of a little bit advanced here. Oops. Mnemonic. I don't want to write the entire my very educated mother served us pies. That's not really that important to my quote. The main thing is that she shared her own experience. So when I was in school, I memorized the order of the planets using, and I'm just going to putting a mnemonic phrase. And she goes on to say, to actually give the phrase itself, but we don't need to have that. Period and quotation marks. So I only have part of what she said, but I don't need the whole thing. Okay? All right, so you can see this is a good response. I have a topic sentence that explains what I'm going to write about. I tell the reader that I'm going to give them two pieces of evidence, and then look at my transitions. The first evidence is, the second piece of evidence is, I have good transitions to start off each one of my evidence sentences. Okay, hopefully that helps you with the writing test, the comprehension test, the grammar, and the math for the 3rd grade 1.1 4th grade quiz. Hopefully this helps you. Let me know if you have any questions.